Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. Tottenham are making a surprise late push for Manchester City star Cinho. The 21-year-old Brazilian winger lit up La Liga with Girona and impressed Pep Guardiola last season. But Spurs are now in talks over a £43 million deal to bring him to North London. Could Thomas Frank pull off one of the biggest shocks of the summer window? Let's get into all the details. Tottenham have held talks with Manchester City over a shock deal for Cinho, it has been claimed. Thomas Frank's side remain in the market for more attacking players, and Cinho, 21, has been identified as a top target. The Brazil international signed for City in a deal worth £30.8 million from Troyes in July 2024, following an impressive loan spell at La Liga side Girona. While Cinho didn't contribute as much as he would have wanted during his debut season at the Etihad Stadium, he still ended the campaign with 16 goals involvements in 48 appearances. Now, according to reports, Tottenham are plotting an audacious move to sign Cinho before the end of the summer. It's claimed that negotiations have taken place around a package worth in the region of £43.3 million. City are not actively looking to sell Cinho, but he is open to the possibility, and Pep Guardiola tends not to stand in the way of a player who wants to leave. An agreement has not been reached, but work continues as Spurs attempt to land his signature in a surprise summer move. Cinho, who has 3 years left on his contract, scored 3 times and provided 13 assists for City last season. His preferred position is out on the right-hand side, but he can be used anywhere across the forward line. Having started his career at Atlético Mineiro, he joined Troyes in June 2022, part of the City Football Group, CFG. However, Cinho didn't make a single appearance for the French club, as he spent the 2022-2023 season on loan at PSV, before in 2023-2024, making a move to CFG sister club, Girona. Cinho excelled in La Liga and emerged as one of the standout attackers in the division during his time there, scoring 11 times and adding 10 assists in 41 appearances for the Catalan outfit. City snapped up Cinho last summer, and he has been a firm figure in Pep Guardiola's plans ever since. But with Ryan Cherki signing from Lyon in June, Cinho's game time could reduce. Tottenham, meanwhile, are in the market to strengthen in attack. Mohamed Kudus arrived in a £55 million deal from West Ham earlier this summer, but Spurs haven't done much else in terms of bolstering the final third. This is where Cinho could help, and Guardiola often went on record to praise the ex-Troyes and PSV man last season. Speaking after he grabbed a goal and an assist against Leicester City last December, Guardiola said, "We're away from what we have to be as a team, but Cinho made an incredible performance again, like he did against Everton. He's a guy who can play on both sides. Today he finally scored a goal. He has an incredible ability and quality he's proven in that period. He arrived in the 6 months when the team isn't in the best moment than maybe he expected, compared with the past. He makes 1 action fine, 2nd fine, 3rd miss it, 4 mistake, 5 mistake, the 6th try again and try again and try again. And until the end, he tries. Defensively, he's not incredible in the 1v1, but his work rate is impressive. And he's so aggressive on both sides. He's had a lot of chances, but the moment you score 1 or 2, you'll score a lot. I'm really pleased for him for the game, the goal, the assist for Erling. On the left, he can make those crosses. The game he played was really good. We're just 3 days away from Tottenham Hotspur's first competitive clash of the season, and it's a massive one. After a mixed pre-season, including a big win over Arsenal and a tough defeat to Bayern, Thomas Frank's men face Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Super Cup final this Wednesday in Udine. But that's not all. With Son Heung-min gone, Maddison injured, and the transfer window ticking down, Spurs still have major business to do. Let's break down the incoming targets, outgoing moves, and the huge week ahead for Tottenham. We are now only 3 days away from Tottenham Hotspur playing their first competitive game of the 2025-26 season. After some mixed results in pre-season, including a 1-0 win over Arsenal and 4-0 defeat at Bayern Munich, Spurs will be looking to win the UEFA Super Cup final against Paris Saint-Germain in Udine, Italy, on Wednesday evening. After their showdown against the Champions League holders, Thomas Frank's side begin the new Premier League campaign at home to Burnley on Saturday afternoon. Spurs fans have made it clear throughout pre-season that the club have so much more to do in the transfer market to ensure they are ready for a big year after finishing 17th in 2024/25. So, with the new season just days away, we have taken a look at the transfers. Both incomings and outgoings, Johan Lang and Tottenham, need to finalise before the transfer window closes on Monday, September 1st. A new number 10 is on Tottenham's shopping list for the 2025/26 season. There are a real lack of options in that area of the pitch right now, with James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski both in the treatment room, and the club's move for Morgan Gibbs-White falling apart. At present, Lucas Bergvall or Pape Matar Sarr could be set to play more advanced unless one of Mohamed Kudus or Wilson Odobert is moved into the middle. A new attacking midfielder is a priority for Spurs, with Eberechi Eze of Crystal Palace. The player all fans want football. London also revealed earlier in the week that Frank wants a new senior centre-back to add to his numbers for the season. It perhaps isn't a surprise, given how much football first-choice duo Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven missed last campaign. Tottenham are well stocked there at the minute, but one more addition could prove vital, considering the amount of games they are going to have on the agenda across 4 competitions. Son Heung-min is no longer a Tottenham player after this week completing a move to MLS side LAFC. The club have one huge task on their hands, trying to replace the South Korean, considering the amount of goals, assists, and big performances he delivered regularly. Speaking after the 4-0 humbling against Bayern Munich, Frank admitted that Tottenham will attempt to sign another winger if the right opportunity arises in the transfer market. Sonny was a key player for 10 seasons. He has left the club. We have both good young players in Mathys Tel and Wilson Odobert, and they are really promising and can perform, said Frank. Brennan Johnson can also play that side. As I said, we are in the market. If we think we can find the right one who can improve the team, then he will be signed. If we can't, then not. Dane Scarlett was one of 3 youngsters left out of Tottenham's squad for their pre-season tour of Asia to explore a loan move elsewhere. The striker has yet to get his temporary move away from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and the hope will be that he can secure a loan switch ASAP. The striker's previous loan moves have not gone to plan, and the academy ace really needs to hit the goal trail this term if he is to have a long-term future in N17. Luka Vuskovic is now officially a Tottenham player, but he looks set to be playing his football elsewhere this season. The Croat has really made an impression with Radomiak Radom and Westerlo previously, and a third loan move is on the cards to help aid his development even further. Brian Gill is working his way back to fitness at present, after suffering a knee injury during his loan spell with Girona. The Spaniard clearly has no future at Tottenham, and the club must find a permanent transfer for him before the summer market draws to a conclusion. The 24-year-old's contract ends next summer, and Spurs will not want to lose him for nothing. A 7th Tottenham transfer before the summer deadline could involve Manor Solomon. The winger was in sensational form for Leeds United in the Championship last season, but he has not played for Spurs so far this summer due to injury. Time may be running out for the Israel international to make his case to Frank as Spurs' pre-season games are over, and their competitive fixtures start on Wednesday when they play Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Super Cup final. Tottenham Hotspur could be heading for one of the most explosive transfer windows in Premier League history. With a staggering £350 million in headroom under financial fair play, Thomas Frank has the funds to transform his squad, and the names being linked are huge. From Crystal Palace stars Mark Guehi and Eberechi Eze, to Real Madrid's Rodrigo, and even a shock move for Newcastle striker Alexander Isak, the possibilities are endless. But will Daniel Levy open the wallet wide enough to make it happen? Let's break down the dream rebuild and what it could mean for Spurs this season. Tottenham Hotspur have plenty of work still to do in the summer transfer window. Mohamed Kudus is so far the big name, big money signing, having arrived from West Ham United for £55 million. Mathys Tel made his loan move from Bayern Munich permanent, while João Palhinha has also come in from the German champions, initially on loan for the 2025/26 season. Then there's Kota Takai, a Japanese centre-back who is highly rated and has arrived in N17 from J-League side Kawasaki Frontale in a £5 million. Frank wants another centre-back and is also keen to enlist another player to take on the number 10 role, with Dejan Kulusevski still a long way from returning from a knee injury and James Maddison likely out for most of the season, with an anterior cruciate ligament injury. The Spurs boss also admitted he could add strength and depth to the wide position. Now Son Heung-min has called time on his 10-year Tottenham career. Bringing in 3 players in those positions will not come cheap, but Spurs do not have to look for bargain transfers. According to Football London's financial correspondent Dave Powell, Spurs have plenty of money to play with when it comes to financial fair play rules and the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Powell said, "For the cycle up to 2024-25, which will be assessed by the Premier League before the end of the year, the £61 million loss from 2021/22 drops off, and, assuming the same amount of allowable deductions at £93 million, Spurs will have absolutely no issues with PSR. In fact, the club's PSR position will become even healthier if they come under the £61 million loss threshold, which they will likely do. The headroom the club has could well push past the £350 million mark for the current cycle. And while that suggests that it should be open wallet time, at Tottenham, the big thing is making sure that the club can cash flow new additions and improving their player trading in terms of outgoings, with it being one of the areas where many of their rivals outperform them. Chairman Daniel Levy is not just going to drop £350 million in one go on new signings for Frank, but just imagine if he did. How could Spurs transform their squad for Thomas Frank? We have already reported at Football London that Tottenham could solve 2 of their transfer problems by going to Crystal Palace for Mark Guehi and Eberechi Eze. Guehi will cost around £50 million, with Eze having a £67.5 million release clause. That's a £117.5 million splurge straight away. If Tottenham want to sign another winger, they should look no further than Real Madrid's Rodrigo, who has been linked with a move to North London regularly this summer. He would likely cost around £80 million, filling 3 holes for £197.5 million. Frank would still have more than £150 million to spend. Nicholas Jackson has been linked with a move across London if Richarlison were to leave, but he would cost around £70 million to £80 million too. Tottenham might be better served going all out to hijack Liverpool's move to sign Alexander Isak from Newcastle United instead. The Magpies want £150 million and rejected a bid of around £110 million from Liverpool for the Swede, who could join compatriots Kulusevski and Lucas Bergvall at Spurs. A bid of around £125 million would surely get the deal done, without having to reach the £150 million mark and still leave Spurs with £27.5 million in the bank. That money could be spent on a new fullback, with Djed Spence the only recognised cover for Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro. Ben Davies can obviously play there, as can Archie Gray, but £27.5 million might tempt Fulham into selling Antonee Robinson. A sum of £350 million does not go very far, does it?